Angry Old Hoops, and I'm doing another reaction to Uncommon Sense video. I just realized I don't know what episode this is of those reactions. I've done a few, and a lot of you haven't seen some of them because I have like the first episode and others in the members section, but I'll release those to the general public this summer. So today I'm going to react to him calling out people telling lies about Jordan's career, particularly the 1991 finals. I was going to release a retrospective of the Western Conference playoffs for 2024, but it's not over because Luka, Kyrie, and even Washington kind of shit the bed. So that series has been extended. Wow, Luka 7 of 21, Kyrie 6 of 18, and PJ Washington 3 of 13. Yeah. Anyway, back to the episode. So his episode is basically talking about people who want to diminish Michael's career by pointing out things such as the 1991 finals should have an asterisk because Kareem Abdul-Jabbar wasn't playing. And, you know, Uncommon had his own points on it, and I had the advantage of feeding off of his thoughts and saying some things that I was thinking while listening. And one thing I want to point out is that Kareem didn't play the year before either. Do people know that? And the Portland Trail Blazers actually defeated the Lakers to make it to the finals. So what was it about the 1990-1991 Lakers that allowed them to make it to the finals? I want people to wrap your heads around this. It's the same point I had when they try to crap on the 1997 and 1998 Jazz. They made it to the finals. Whether you're impressed by that team or not, due to the roster, they're the team that made it to the finals. And in fact, the Jazz had the best record in the league, or were tied with the Bulls with the best record in those seasons. But I'm not trying to talk about the Jazz. I'm comparing that to the Lakers, who made it to the finals. Forget whether Kareem is on the team. Forget who's on the team. They made it to the finals. And they made it to the finals with the guys still intact that got them to those finals. With that in mind, the year before, they did not have Kareem and did not make it to the finals. The next year they did. So other things came together. But let's rewind 2 years, because that's even more interesting. The year that the Pistons beat the Lakers, the 88-89 season, the Lakers swept the Portland Trail Blazers 3-0 in the first round, swept the Sonics 4-0 in the Western Conference semis, and swept the Phoenix Suns 4-0 in the Western Conference finals. They were looking pretty darn good. And they were seen as the favorites going into the finals. But guess what? Magic Johnson and Byron Scott both were injured and ended up getting swept by the Pistons. So a team that swept every round leading up to the finals ended up getting swept, but they were depleted. So if you ever want to point to a time where a team didn't look itself and another team won, that would be a season to do it. How many people spend time taking that Detroit Pistons championship away from the Pistons? How many people spend time dissing Isaiah Thomas because of those circumstances? I don't know. I'm guessing it's not that many, or you don't hear that many, because he's not Michael Jordan. Everybody's spending their time trying to diminish Michael Jordan because they know that he is the GOAT above LeBron James. With the 1990-1991 finals, you can't say that the Lakers were hobbled and the Bulls weren't hobbled, which makes it a good finals. Two teams who had the teams that got them to the finals were intact. That's what you want to see. The fuck are you talking about Kareem Abdul-Jabbar for? He retired 2 seasons prior, following that season when the Pistons swept them. You know, you're pretty far removed from talking about Kareem. They moved on. Vlade was their new guy. They made it back to the finals with Vlade 2 seasons later. And you know what? If Kareem had still been with the team, then you LeBron people would have been crapping on the Bulls for playing against an old Kareem. The next point was the idea that it required Scottie Pippen to shut down Magic Johnson. And I did an episode on this. I dedicated one of my anti-Scottie Pippen series episodes to this by itself because I was a little bit flabbergasted that in The Last Dance, they put emphasis on Scottie guarding Magic as the turnaround. And I'm like, no, Scottie barely guarded Magic. And the point I was making at the time, because Scottie was in the middle of his crapping on Michael thing, or at least one of the many rounds of him trying to crap on Michael, I was like, wait a minute, why did The Last Dance actually do Scottie a favor and try to enhance, overhype what he did for the Bulls? And how dare Scottie talk shit about Michael Jordan when Michael Jordan's documentary made Scottie out to be better than Scottie was? How dare you? And I watched it. I watched those 91 finals and was looking for clips. And yeah, dude, he barely guarded Magic. It's not true. It's not true. Maybe I'll do a full episode just showing all of it. But so those are the first 2 points. You know, there's one thing about The Last Dance that bothered me that I didn't do an episode on yet. And again, in my opinion, it's Michael Jordan trying to make Scottie look good. And it's when they finally overcame the Pistons. And he's like, when I saw that Scottie wasn't going to fall for their tactics or something like that, or that he wasn't going to let it affect him, then I knew we were going to win. That's pretty nice, because if you actually look at Scottie, he's being a dramatic bitch. He looks like it's affecting him plenty. Anyway, maybe you guys remind me. Maybe I'll do an episode on that later. Well, that pretty much covers it for what I wanted to add. Uncommon made other points, but go and listen to his episode to hear what he had to say. I'll also link that and my episode about Scottie and the lies that were told for Scottie in The Last Dance. And remember, when you're losing, it's just basketball.